Okay guys, so we're gonna go over saving your files and stuff. So if I have this selection and I've made it and I like it and everything's good, what I can do is I can go here to the histories panel and I can click on this little camera and take a snapshot. Now, what taking a snapshot does is add a stopping point for what I have just done. So in the histories panel, which if you don't already have open, you can go to window and history and make sure that it's there. Otherwise, it should be symbolized by these little dots and this arrow going upward. You can have a stopping point and go back to it at any point. So even if something were to happen, if I save my file, I would have both versions of this picture. And this goes for with any changes that you make. You can always take a snapshot of it and have it there. So even if something terrible were to happen and my file were to crash and I just lost my whole selection, I could always go back up to the top to my snapshot and still have it there. So it's a manual save. The other thing that's within the histories panel is this. This is actually a list of all, let's say 30 or so actions that I have just taken on this picture. So if I at any point thought my selection looked better or wanted to change something, I could actually go back up to that previous stage. And you can go all the way up and through this to whatever stage of the picture you like. So this was before I had finished doing the antler. This was a little bit after I'd finished doing most of the antler. And this is when I deleted everything. And I can even put that state, delete anchor point, into the trash and then have never done it, so I can't go back to it anymore. So you always do have this option when you are using your files to take a snapshot of where you currently are within your picture. So if you are afraid that you're going to ruin something, you can go back up to it. The other thing is Control-Z. Clicking on that will undo each of your actions. So you can go back as far as necessary. And I'm holding down Control and just clicking on the Z button and undoing all of those actions at the same time. When you go to save, there are three different ways you can save. One of them is by pressing Control-S. And if you look, by clicking Control-S, you will automatically pull up this menu. It will ask if you want to save to cloud documents or on your computer. You would like to save to your computer. We can save this file as a PSD, but we can also save it as a JPEG. A JPEG is a standard type of file that is typically used on the internet. However, they always have backgrounds. A PNG is a file with no background, so it can be useful for things like this, where we have edited out the background itself. In this case, for this class, and for this assignment specifically, I would like things to be saved as a PSD. This will allow me, when I open the file on my computer, to open it and see what is in your layers and see that you've made a mask correctly and things like that. As opposed to you saving it as a standard file type, I won't be able to sit there and look at that information. I can't judge whether or not you did use a vector to edit out the pixels and stuff, or if you went to the histories panel and saved a snapshot. So in this case, I can name it my name and then save it. And these types of files actually can be uploaded to Schoolology. So now that I have file saved my image, I can upload it or do whatever else is necessary.